So if you saw in my other video about my cling stamp storage that I put into the CD case rack thing, then you know that I have lots of stamps to work with. I have those all cleaned up and I have them back there for now, but I still have to think about my stamp pads, my stamping block, which is in there somewhere, my non-cling stamps, my other stamp pads, and then my stamp pad reinkers. So they're all just sitting down down there for now. I need to figure out some place to put those. I'm thinking this old cassette tape drawer. It goes along with the CD cases theme, and it has these little drawers. I'm not going to put cassettes in. It has these like little sections. I could probably fit my ink pads in there. I can probably fit some stamps in there. And it's not the greatest drawer. Like, it's all funny and like old and it doesn't look great. But I think I will have my husband spray paint this for me and then I'll get a little bit more excited about it. Chris spray painted this, made all my 90s girl dreams come true. As soon as he put it together, I was like, caboodle! Because it's like exactly caboodle colors, except for we need like an aqua. So now today, my task is, so that's my stamps that are not the cling stamps, my stamp pads, my reinkers, and then sprays that I've made with reinkers, the little sprays. The first task at hand is seeing what I can fit into this cassette tape drawer. And I think I can probably fit a good amount of my stamp pads and my stamps in there. So that's my task for today. Okay, I think I did pretty well. You could see that I was very indecisive about what I was doing. So much so that, like, even at the end I was like, okay, I just have to turn the camera off and just, like, start rearranging things. So this is how it ended up. There are some things that I want to not keep on my desk at all. And I think that is good of me. I can keep it on my shelves. And I haven't tackled the stencils yet, but that's okay. That might be another day thing. I also didn't tackle the spray bottles. That's also okay. Another day thing. So this is what I ended up putting in the caboodle, which is what I'm going to call it now, the cassette thing. I put my stamps over here, my non-cling stamps. And this has like hearts, like fancy locks, keys, sewing machine, some more of like my more fancier like ones. And I do use these a lot. And then of course the letter stamps I use a lot. Some words and like poems and stuff. So, and then the mandala and that dress. So I like opening this up and seeing this, even though this takes up a lot of space. I think it's still good to put there. If I do happen to get more stamps, then I'll probably move this elsewhere, but I think I'm going to try to keep myself to not have more stamps that fit in here. So I'm going to have like a one in, one out kind of rule, because some of these stamps are a little weird, like the frog in the flotation device. That's weird. And like, I don't have a lot of uses for that. The keys I can use in basically everything. Then on this side, this is a little bit more interesting, and I'm going to be reaching for it a lot more, I think. This has all my inks, so my Distress Oxides, my Versa Magics, my Versa, what are these called? Brilliance, my Brilliance Dewdrops, my Versa Fines, which are these, those are probably my most used. I probably have to get new ones of that. These are like my own concoctions of stamps, which I made from the reinkers, which I'll get to in a second. My Stays On, which is one of my most used blacks when it comes to like watercoloring on top of it and stuff. A red, a black stamp pad, and then like a blue stamp pad that I like to use for inking the sides of things. And then I have my Versa Mementos and then a couple more homemade stamp pads in there. So I have like my stamp pads, good to go. If I don't want to get into the cling stamps, then I'm good. And then I think I missed one thing in here. In the very back, behind the bigger stamp pads, I have my stamping blocks. But those are not my only stamping blocks. I'll get to that in a second. So then I had to go into my box, which is like my refills box. Like, don't reach for it as much box. And like my, what do they call it? My backups and my refills box. So I have my backup black, just regular black stamp pad, my refill, my reinkers for my distress oxides, distress inks. So I put those in here because I don't need to see them that much. And then up here, I didn't put anything, but I might put my other stampers. What are these called? Stamping blocks. But I think I might just keep these out also, which I think is a pretty good idea, especially this one, because this is technically a paperweight, so I can probably use that and if I just have it out on the desk. This I used as a clay, like a surface to make clay on, and I had a really hard time cleaning it, as you can see. Wasn't able to clean it up. So I'm going to try to clean this and see if I can make it go back into being a good stamping block, because this size is bigger than all the other ones that I have, and I'd like to be able to use this most of the time probably. Also, my Distress Embossing ink, this is a re-inker just like the other ones I just showed, but this one's specifically for embossing ink, so I'm going to put this in my embossing box. And then all of the Christmas ones, my Christmas stamps. I have Merry Christmas, and then I have 2 things of holly. And then I have this S, which, I don't know, I've had this S stamp, like, since, like, I was in the 4th grade or something. And my middle initial is S, but, like, I don't have my first or last initial, so I don't know why I've kept this for so long. So I'm going to put this in the Go box. And I'm going to put these in my embossing box because I'm only going to use these during Christmas time, and why not do glitter if you can during Christmas time. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the embossing box as well. All right, I put that S stamp in the bye-bye box, and it felt good. And I am going to say goodbye to the frog. It's just not me. I'm just not going to use it, so I'm going to give that one away. But everything else that's in here is very me. And I forgot that this Tree of Life isn't in there. I don't think it fits if I were to try to close it now. So that might be one that I just have out on display. Or maybe I'll put it in the embossing box, which might be fun. No, I probably want it because, like, fairies, it kind of looks like fairies around a tree. So I'll use that, but I can maybe put the dress in the embossing box because that may be more of a special occasion thing. I'm not going to put that in too much of the journals that I make. So I'm going to put that in the embossing box and say bye-bye to the little frog. What a little weirdo.